Well, we thought we'd do a little bit different here. We're McDowell County in Panther, or as I've heard it, Panther.
Panther, West Virginia. If you hear somebody say that they're from Panther, West Virginia, it's actually, you're actually going to hear them say Panther.
Yeah, I've never heard anything else.
No.
There's a nice friendly person that's letting us drive through there, and I really appreciate it.
Oop.
ATVs.
Yep. A lot of chickens in Panther.
A lot of chickens in Panther.
Those are, I guess you'd say that those are Panther chickens.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, there's a little baby one. How cute.
Yeah.
Well,
this is really, to me, a glorified holler right here. When you say,
yeah, this is like a, very much like a holler road. There's an old cemetery off to the right over there. Yeah. I don't know if we can
get a view of that.
Yeah.
And
you hear the chicken.
Everywhere I go, I hear chickens. It's like every video, if you go back through them, especially in West Virginia. Of course, why would I not think to hear that here? But
there is about, I'd say there's 10 times more chickens than what there are people in Panther.
Seems like it, yeah. But the funny thing is, I've known several people from here, or ran into them. I don't know them personally, but
yeah,
like I've encountered them in business or whatever when I worked at the bank. Golly, it's bright as day.
Can't see the road.
Okay. Sign says Road Prosperity Project. That's like a metal on metal. First I thought it was a gunshot.
Sounded like a crash. Road to Prosperity Road.
So Panther, not really. It's not a town per se. It's just more of a community.
Yeah.
And we both
more
kind of
chicken
interested.
Farms.
Yeah.
Or chicken places.
We've known several people from here, so we're kind of curious to see what it was like.
Yeah.
But this is about as BFE as you can get, isn't it?
Yeah.
And don't make me. If you don't know what BFE is, that's just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Boondocks.
It is out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
This is the Boonies, if you ever wanted to know.
There's not even, there's some bamboo back there growing. That's just kind of wild, yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot of houses or anything through here. It'd be a rough road to go anywhere, but yeah, working at the hospital in Richlands, there was a girl that was a student from Panther for a while, and sounded like a rough road. She had to travel every day, so
yeah. Well,
now I see.
It's a pretty overhang here too.
Yeah, woods are pretty through here.
Yeah, but boy, it's rural. I'll tell you that.
It is, yes.
We haven't even seen a church so far. Now,
no.
When you don't see a church, you are on the boonies.
Yeah, you are beyond the boonies.
You're beyond the boonies.
Aw, little puppy.
Somewhere this joins up to be Panther-Mohawk Road. So Mohawk and Panther, two of the more interesting names.
Yes.
Yeah, so Panther, I know, is named after Panther. There was a Panther Coal Company.
Okay.
Way back when. And then, of course, and I'll show some pictures from Panther, too. There's I guess, I don't know if it's the 30s, 40s. I want to say the 30s, but there was the government sent some photographers around, and they took pictures of Panther back then. So there was a couple of old, and I'll put them up here because they're not copywritten or anything like that. You can use them.
Okay.
And so I'll put them up to let people see what Panther was like back then. always been very rural. You can see that.
Yeah.
There's little pockets. Like I said, this is much more like a holler than it is anything else. It's one lane road for the most part. And you got, I have to imagine, a lot of these are families that live pretty close to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that there's a lot of, like, well, yeah, families, you know, different generations that just grown up and been used to living here and live close by.
That's a common Appalachian theme too, just it's home. There's nowhere else is home but home.
It's kind of interesting. There's probably been about 2, 3, 4 different places that I've seen people have like funeral flower arrangements up on the embankments behind their houses. It's kind of like you would see at a wreck site on the road. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder what that's about.
Don't know, unless maybe their family members buried there or something.
Well, and I don't see any grave markers at some of these. It's just, you know, just like memorial flowers. But that's definitely what it is, like funeral flowers, markers.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, if any of you guys watching this might know why that might be or have heard anything, then let us know in the comments. I'm interested to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
But it is a pretty wooded area through here.
Yeah. It's like nature's reclaiming its territory, it seems like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And because coal mining's died down a lot and not nearly as much activity in some of these towns as there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned Mohawk earlier too. They got its name, of course, from the Mohawk Indians, so that's no surprise.
Yeah. There's a lot of houses built up here. Of course, the road is running along a little creek or river, so we could go across this bridge here and see if there's anything up this way, but it doesn't look like we've come across anything but some houses so far in Panther.
Yeah, not a church, not a commercial building, not a gas station, not a...
No, and a lot of these communities you will see like an old general store or some kind of store that's died out. Yeah. But I don't even see any remnants of buildings through here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Because like you said, several people I've encountered from Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And I just assume there's a little bit more to it than there is, but...
Well, I mean, like we said, even communities that are very rural usually have one little store that's out of business or something.
Yeah, used to basically prop up the
somewhere
whole
just
community.
to stop and get gas or something to drink.
Yeah, so from here, what was the closest town we came from? Yeager?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
feeds into Yeager, and that's not the easiest. I mean, it's not that far, but it's still a little inconvenient, especially back in the old days before cars were so prominent or these roads. But
these roads are a little nerve-wracking too because they're very narrow and curvy.
You combine these roads with my driving and you're a wreck, aren't you?
Little bit. No, you're doing pretty good right now. But if somebody else come flying around a curve, you'd be hurting, buddy.
Yeah. I said BFE earlier, and there's one of those KYA curves here. Kiss your fanny. So
Kiss your rear.
Yeah. That's what she said, KYR or KYF, but yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
And that's, Alex said, this is about as rural as it gets. And, you know, the funny thing is, too, is it used to be that in the olden days there, that they would, in almost all of McNair County, if you go to Welch or anywhere else, they build houses on top of houses on top of houses because there was just such a demand. And this is crooked as a dog's hind leg up here, so.
Yeah.
I guess we'll be looking for a good place to turn around. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. You said that there was a Panther coal company. I haven't even seen any remnants of that or anything, but...
No, because sometimes you see them, they leave the, you know, some kind of remains of the tipple or something. But
somewhere to turn, maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It's like we're about to drive the end of the earth up here, don't you? I mean,
yeah, it does feel like that.
There's no houses, we haven't passed a single car.
No, thankfully. I'm very thankful for that.
Oh, yeah, that's a blessing.
Yeah, this is a road you won't catch me on very often.
No.
So.
No. But you can say you've been to Panther, West Virginia.
Yes. And you guys can say that you've come along with us, so.
And you got there the easy way, trust me.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Count your blessings, because this is a long haul.
Yes.
From where we come from anyway, but.
The long and winding road. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up here from Panther-Mohawk Road in West Virginia. We were talking on the way back. It's so far out rural, way away from any major towns.
Yeah.
Anything else, and it creates a lot of problems.
Yeah, like you can see why people would struggle with like obesity and things like that here, because you're so far from a grocery store. It's like when you go to buy groceries, you're not going to buy fruits and vegetables. You're going to be buying frozen food and processed food, and there's no gyms nearby. It's just hard. It's hard for people living out in such rural communities like this. So
yeah. And even though, there's no hiking trails or anything up here, now I know people hike through these woods and so forth, and that'd be one way you could keep in shape to some degree.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Somewhat, but
it's dangerous, and it's raw, and there's not, like I said, there's no paths. You have to make them yourself, and that ain't for everybody, so it's just, your options are very limited here.
Yeah, a lot of struggles, and so we talked that this is kind of an area that some of the Appalachian stereotypes are at, but you come to these communities and you see how far off they are from bigger communities with grocery stores and things like that you kind of need to thrive. So
yeah,
kind of understand a little bit better.
Exactly. It's not, a lot of people act like it's just a sheer laziness and whatever else, but it's hard. It's a hard life.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
I mean, life in Appalachia is a struggle to me. If you have the authentic,
lot of places, yeah.
But this shows you how difficult it could be.
Yeah, and we like giving you guys a view of the good places to live and kind of the harder areas to live and thrive in. So
this is home to somebody, and they love it, and that's why they stay. But
exactly,
it comes at a cost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, if you like this kind of video,
yes,
please
give us the thumbs up. Yes. Comment, let us know what you think, or if you grew up in this area and your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what life is like in Panther, West Virginia, and all the places we visit. So we really appreciate you, and thanks a lot to our patrons and our sponsors who've made these financial contributions and made these trips possible. Today would not have happened without you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys on down the road.